Hey, what's good? It's Brigitte. Welcome back to my channel. So, today, let's see what comes in. Absolutely, Aphrodite's coming through straight away. I was eating my apple, and very juicy, very much about like la vie and sacred pleasure. And yeah, this message is might be a little spicy, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, even that, this is like energy reading. Even that, I felt like I got tangled up, you know what I'm saying? Tangled up in the bed sheets. Yeah. It's like our mission. So often we just get, all of us spiritual girlies, our spiritual baddies that we are, regardless of gender. It's like, but this really feels like sacred divine feminine energy, which we all hold. Remember that. It's so much like, this is about freedom and self-expression, expression of pleasure. And remember, pleasure is more than just sex. It's also creation. It's creation energy. It's joy. And this is so much in the womb space and like a womb opener. Also, everyone go check out Lydia, because I'm going to tag all my girlies in the description. You know the drill. Everyone that saved my life and taught me so much, brought me here, assisted me here. And but I really feel called. I'm going to link Lydia's video that's like a womb opener. I feel called to that one. This is like womb healing, sacred pleasure healing, sacred divine feminine energy healing. And so much of us, I mean, we think of our ancestors and we think of all of the sacred divine feminines, the women that came before us that paved the way, that of all of the trauma and the tragedy and the horrors and the shit that the sacred divine feminine has witnessed, sacred divine, like all this pain and that we've held within our wombs, within our sacred divine feminine energy. And this really feels like a massive clearing of that. This is the work that we've been doing to clear our feminine energy and to bring ourselves home. And feels a lot of Aphrodite coming through, to come back to self-love, to come back to our center and to express ourselves in our fullness. And I love this because it's also of us being heard. It's speaking up and knowing that there's eyes on me right now, that I'm being heard right now. And, there's so many versions of me back there, my inner child that's like, whoo, wow, and this is ancestral too, where it's like, we had to minimize ourselves. We were silenced, literally. Like, I think of the witch wound, our throats literally cut, annihilated, murdered, tortured, just horrifying things that we've witnessed in our lineage, our generational traumas, everything, the woundings that have brought us here, that minimized us, that we needed to shrink ourselves, literally. Like, you think of diet culture and even toxic positivity. It feels so much that the woman's supposed to be positive. You think of smile, it's like, oh, baby, can't you smile for me? And like catcalling, it's like, you gotta look good, you gotta smile, you gotta shine. Like, and it makes me think of Taylor, because Taylor Swift, obviously. That's the only Taylor in my heart, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's like Taylor Lauder. It's like the man. It's like bitches and models. It's like, yo, the difference, the kind of hypocrisy of it, the double standard, I'd be called a bitch, not a boss, or whatever. It's like 444. So much of this is rooted in our sacred divine feminine energy, and again, rooted in separation, because it's so much of like gender stereotypes and norms, where it's like woman or man. And so it's like, even in gender expression too. You know, for me, I identify as non-binary and like gender non-conforming, she, they, what's good. And also I'm queer and like, you know, even gender queer, I don't know, just gender, I'm flowy, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm all. And so it's like, but you think of our society and the stereotypes in our world and these material limitations of where we've been, kind of the roadmap of our human evolution and also our soul's evolution and our ascension journey as one in humanity and on this earth, all of us rising in consciousness. And but it's rooted in separation because it's so much tied to this is what the woman does, this is what the man does, and this is what the woman has been through. It's because of man, and it's so much like resentment and bitterness and blame and hatred and shame, and it's kind of just like, oh, well, that's a woman's issue. Men will be men, boys will be boys. That's just what it is. And then it's like Me Too movement came out, and it's just like, oh, you know, not all men, but all women, you know. And again, it's just like this rooted in the black and white and like even politics. It's in religion. It's like either you're a Democrat or a Republican. You stand for this or you stand for this. You know, either you're against gay rights or you're for gay rights. Either you're, you know, you believe in Black Lives Matter or you don't. Or like you believe in abortion or you don't. Or like everything's so like black and white and so separated. And it's meant to keep us separate. And the thing is because it's just non-truths. It's material limitations. It's where we've been, you know? This really feels like, oh, and also, yeah, like with racism and homophobia and like just human rights in general, equality, you know? But it's this roadmap of where we've been and also where we're headed. And it's so beautiful where we are now, New Earth, and heaven is within, like so much that we have learned now and that we know more now, and we're able to have that time and energy, the space to slow down. We're not just living in survival. We are so much in our society living in survival still, in burnout and rush in survival mode because of the high cortisol, because of the way that our world is, and it burns fast and it moves fast and burns bright, and just like, but really I feel this call for us to slow down and to return to the natural world, 808, where our ancestral line is calling us to, I was going to say do better, but really to create this shift. And it comes through the body. The body is the portal. Again, I feel called to Lydia's videos. I feel like there's a video called that. The body is the doorway. And so much of that with this Lionsgate portal. Today's 8/8 Lionsgate. Happy Lionsgate. I'm going to post this today. And real time. Whenever you see it, divine timing, the energy is still there. This is like an energy activation, and so just receive, you know, this message, and the energy is always going to remain here. So regardless of whenever you're watching this, you will still receive the benefits, always for the highest good of all. And yeah, it's just like this dichotomy between men and women, the black and the white, and literally racism, black and white, you know, people of color and white people. In religion, it's like either you're Christian or you're not. Like, and like even like Christianity and like atheism, being an atheist. I don't know how to say atheism. Or like, I don't know, it just feels so black and white, our view of the world. And again, this is just kind of where our journey has taken us. And it's no hate or shade to us at all, because everything has taught us and brought us here and led us here. And this really feels like a call from Gaia and from our ancestors of let's rise and return to the natural world, our natural rhythm, and kind of like homeostasis. 10-10. Homeostasis, centered, fullness, the rise in our collective consciousness and humanity, and us rising together as one and clearing the separation. You know, you are me and I am you and we are one, and that's so beautiful. I love you. Do you like my butterflies? I love them. I'm obsessed. This is just pure serotonin. You know what I'm saying? And that's you, you know? And like, so much of this is about creation energy in the womb. And again, regardless of gender, we all hold the sacred divine feminine and masculine energies. And it's like expansion. It's creation. It's peace, ease, joy, pleasure. And it feels like our ancestors are like, you have, like, the day and age that you live in, you have the convenience. I mean, you think of, you can just order something, push of a button. You can order your groceries. You can order whatever you want on Amazon, whatever. Like, everything is so quick and easy. I'm not saying life is easy. I'm saying that there's a lot of modern conveniences with technology, things that we are able to utilize to make our lives easier. And you think of our ancestors, so many, I mean, just fighting to make it through the winter, you know, famine, sickness. I mean, we didn't have the modern medicine, the technology, the wisdom, like the information. I mean, this is why I really feel like our ancestors and this call is for the rise of the healers and the rise of the natural world, like to return home. And because we've just kind of forgotten, and it feels like homeopathic remedies and like herbs, herbal remedies and 12-12. Like, I don't know. That's the angelic. It really feels like there's just this really big shift in humanity that's here, that's coming, that's, again, I've said this in my other videos, where this kind of revolution, this romance, this softening, the poetry and music and art and song and returning back to what truly matters. You know, so much of this is we get caught up in social media and about what things look like. And yeah, I mean, trust me, I'm right there. I've been wanting to transform. I want to change the way I look, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that's okay. It's okay. I mean, you think of Botox and filler and just, there's a lot of, and the filters and just highlight reel. Like, I really feel this call, and this is a really big part of what I feel is my mission. I feel like I have so much. I feel like we have so much of our purpose. You know, it's not just one thing, but to aid humanity and clearing the shame, like those old woundings of the past that told us that we weren't good enough and that we needed to change. And also just, I mean, that's so much as to why we aren't natural. There's so much that's not natural because of shame. And also, you do you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like shaving or getting, you know, surgery to alter your body. Or like, I don't know, lip injections, whatever it is. It's like, there's literally nothing wrong with that. What my message here is about shame. And it's about shaving pubic hair because, or armpit hair, or whatever it is, body hair, sacred divine feminine energy, because of shame, because it's seen as dirty, as dirty. And that is also directly linked with sacred pleasure. And even just our womb space, our vaginas, that's dirty. I mean, there's a reason as to why shaving, you know, it's very norm, you know, but also it's growing to where I mean, it's just, it's been seen. I mean, even since witch trials, it's like you just need to be hairless. It's like back in the day of covering a woman's hair because it's just seen as so powerful. I mean, red hair was always linked with like the devil, and I don't know. This is just like a really massive sacred divine feminine clearing of the energy and us coming home to our pleasure, coming home to ourselves, and this like call from our ancestors and all the witches and the sacred witches, the sacred divine feminine energy, everyone that came before us, that I'm clearing separation. That's me. That's you. I believe all is one, and that we are our ancestral lineage and one with God. And so it's really like this clearing of the separation, and to clear our pleasure, clear our womb space, clear the way we view pleasure, sacred pleasure, and we don't like clearing this mentality that it's not sacred and it's not holy, and that it's like, I mean, you think of in our society with adult videos and this like that industry that's like $1 billion industry, and with like sex scenes and sex sells, and like it's just so much about we've detached ourselves from actual like true pleasure. And I mean, so much of it is performed and meant to like look a certain way and sound a certain way, and certain body types, certain like hairlessness, and like it's just there's a lot of fakeness in it. And I really feel this call to assist humanity to clear the shame, to return back to realness of the stretch marks, the cellulite, the jiggle, the rolls, the truth, and also what true pleasure, sacred pleasure sounds like and looks like. And again, this is beyond just sexuality and sexual expression. This is also your art, your magic, your creation, what you put out into the world. This is your womb space, your joy, like expressing our joy again. Like so much of us, we've been hurt, and it's tied with the heart too. Woundings that let's just clear this while we're talking. It's like it's with our throats because we've literally been silenced. This is with our crowns, our righteousness, our sovereignty, with literally our third eyes, and, utilizing, trusting our own intuition, trusting and utilizing our spiritual gifts and abilities, taking that time to go inward, feeling safe to do so in our forms, to enter stillness, because we're rushing, and a lot of times our body, it doesn't feel safe to ascend. It doesn't feel safe to meditate, to astral travel. Ooh, beautiful monarch. That's a sign for someone, monarch butterfly. And it's just this like expansion. So let's just open up this space. Let's open up our channels and clear this out, and clear out the heaviness here. And even like raking the tongue to clear, like so many times we've held our tongue, and clearing the witch tongue. Hecate, Hecate coming through. Clearing that out. And like I said, it's the Lion's Gate. So this feels like this, like, also Kali Ma, that reminded me of. But clearing, letting us roar again. Like opening up our throats. Yeah, that feels good. Opening up our throats and clearing our throats. It's like, again, it makes me think of Ready for It, Taylor Swift, where she clears her throat at the beginning of the song. It's like, yo, let me get ready for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to talk my shit. I'm about to throw it down, like mic drop. You know what I'm saying? Like, us, especially sacred divine feminines. It's just like, we've been holding back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been holding back our song. We've been holding back our magnetism, our art, like, because it never felt safe. It's like, you can't look too good. You can't smell too good. You can't, like, so much of us, we want that. And we do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, sacred divine feminines. But there's also, you think of a woman walking alone on, the sidewalk. We're aware. There's the hypervigilance, because we need to be, because that's been the past, because that's been the pattern. And this is also why there's been this, Molly, we're okay. That's also why there's been this black and white, this like women against men, and like this, women are from Venus, men are from Mars, like this. It's just like, I don't know, it's just like this against each other kind of mentality. And it's like, oh, men don't understand, or period cramps, and like, I don't know, so much is just rooted in shame. And it's like written by man, but it's also like, I mean, it's like patriarchy, but it's also so much in the throat here, where it's like the blame of politics, politicians, of whoever is in office or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of the party, like whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all me trying to be palatable right now. And that's so much of what we've been doing. We're like, don't make waves, don't speak up. And we've done it so much more now than ever before of us speaking up. What's that song? Something and a virgin. It's like the one about women. Where it's like, I'll tag it in the description if I can figure out what that is. Something about like, oh man, I can't think of what it is. Something in a virgin. Like, it's like how we're supposed to be, all of it. It's like women, it's been placed upon us in our sacred divine feminine energy that we've carried that. We've carried the household. We've carried, we've carried the men from war. It's like the healers. That's what the witch wound is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what this clearing of the witch wound is going to assist in the rise of the healers and the natural world. And so much of this clearing out of the throat, where we didn't feel like we could speak up, or we were literally silenced, our pleasure taken away. You think of, what's that called? Where they cut off the pleasure center, like of the genitals. You know what I'm saying? Like, it, even that, like, so many words where it's like, ooh, even saying pleasure, like, there's been so much shame of that word, and it would feel so weird. Or like, you think of like growing up, especially, I don't know, millennials, and I think it's gotten better, but even now, it's just like our society, Gen Z too. It's like, I just think of like our parents and the older generation, and like how they would talk to us about sex and periods, and like, just this is so natural. Both of those things are just biological. It's literally reproduction, like, and just natural cycles within our bodies. I mean, women, we bleed every month and we don't die. That's badass as hell. You know what I'm saying? And like, so much of this it's all rooted in shame. I think of me in like high school and middle school, hiding, the pad or the tampon but when I'm going on my lunch break to go to the bathroom, it's like, oh my God, I couldn't let anybody see I have my period, or like the shame of bleeding through, and like, and how the sex talk, and like, even the talk about periods, it's just so like, periods are seen as so like dirty. It's like sacred divine feminine. It's like our blood, our literal reproductive organs, and our genitals. Even that word, it's like, feels dirty. It feels wrong. It feels like, and to say pleasure, like, we're not supposed to talk about that. It's so much shame. And that's where we're keeping this cage on our wounds and woundings. Our wombs is what I meant to say, but it's wounds. Keeping a cage on our wounds. Wow. See? Wounds. On our womb space, it's woundings. Man, it just feels like I'm just feeling a lot of like scar tissue in the womb space. Feels like all these cuts, like really deep, where it's like you could have bled out, but the body's badass as hell and it healed itself. And also the times when it did cut so deep that you did bleed out. And like, it just feels like it literally cuts through the womb all the way back to the root, like through the sacral chakra back to the root, and it's kind of like this core. I'm seeing like an apple core, and again tied with sacred pleasure. So let's clear the root because it's directly linked with survival and hummingbird. That's also a sign. Safety, and just like this biological safety. Biologically, like our ancestral lineage, and how much of us where it just didn't feel safe. We didn't feel safe to be able to hold our sacred divine feminine energy, to be soft. This is such beautiful, like ooey gooey melty. It's like melted cheese. It's like stretchy and soft, and also like a marshmallow, like a gooey s'more. It's like sweet and soft, and also like it's just giving this like really soft, we're okay, Molly, kind of like rosy floral fragrance. We're okay, honey. They got they with the barking. And we're okay, hon. There's been the protectiveness. The protectiveness of our wombs. I mean, you think of it. We're the head of it. It was never seen the woman's the head of the house. But it makes me think of my big fat Greek wedding where she's like, I am the neck. Like, he's the head, but I'm the neck. And I can turn him whichever way. It's kind of like that. Where, I mean, you think of the woman always stayed home at the homestead, raised the kids. I mean, the men would go off to war or, like, be out in the farming in the fields or, like, working, doing the work. And we just discounted the woman of like, oh, well, you don't really do anything. It's like so much of how much that takes to run a household, to raise children, to literally create life in your womb, to grow bones, and like it's wild. It's wild to grow another being inside of your body, and your body just knows what to do. That is so cool. And your body can just heal itself and bleed every month and not die. That's badass AF. And also, like, literally can push out a watermelon out of your vagina, out of your birth canal. This is portal. And this is exactly why we're talking about this today. Lionsgate portal. Because the body is the portal. The womb is the portal. Our vagina is the portal. Our sacred pleasure is the portal. I mean, literally, conception. And so much of the past, it's been pleasure was not required for the woman to get pregnant. So much of that was forced. So much of that it literally was held back. It was literally, no, this is for the man only, you know? And you think of, you got to be a virgin getting married, like in the past and things like that. And the thing is that literally it's just so old, and that's just been the old way. That's been the old way of being, the old way of seeing, the old way of living. And it's just not the truth. And we've held ourselves back by that. And, you know, even now it feels like so much of serving the man, you know, whether that's in the gender roles and relationships. And again, with Christianity, a lot of that, you know, it's about serving the man, and servitude. Even just in general, servitude feels so much about, like, again, it's like seeing God as something up here and saying he. And there's spirituality and spiritual awakening. And my view of that and belief system has become so much more expanded, because this is expansion. And this is a reclamation of our sacred pleasure. This is a reclamation of our pleasure and saying, yeah, this is sacred, this is holy. And the merging of pleasure and God. And how it's not wrong. It's not dirty. You know, orgasm. It's not dirty. It's magic. It's literally creation energy. You think of the Big Bang, it's God's source energy. Innate. So I really feel called to assist humanity to clear out the shame and to bring us back home to our sacred pleasure, and to bring back to come back home to God and to recognize that our pleasure is one with God and our service is our pleasure, and that we're here to enjoy this sacred earth. And this is literally biological and reproduction, and also it's innate. And we feel drawn towards pleasure for a reason. And again, I say it in an expanded way. It's not only about sex and even just creation, art, magic, your music. Like, it's what you feel called towards, your desires. And yeah, so I really feel called to assist us to clear out that old energy, the stigma, the shame, and to bring us home to where our pleasure is our God spark. And that's really beautiful. So I'm going to leave that off here. I'm going to create another Lionsgate message as well. I'll tag that in here too, if you feel called to watch that. I hope that you have the most beautiful Lionsgate portal today. And again, whenever you see this, it's timeless, so you will receive the energy regardless. And I'm wishing you all the best. I'm sending you the biggest roar. Sending you that activation, that energy of expansion and just opening ourselves up, and the allowance of being who we are, and allowing ourselves to expand in that, to be in our fullness, our wholeness, and to receive our fullness and our wholeness reflected back to us in our world. And that's exactly why we're coming home to the realness and to the natural world, because that's who we are, and we're coming back to the real. And I love that for us. And I'm happy to be a guide of that and a leader in that, and to be able to share God's message. And I'm grateful that you're here. I love you so much. I hope that you have the most magical, best day ever. And you are so important, so needed. You matter. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Thank you for fighting, for breathing through it. And thank you for listening. Let me know how this resonated with you. And feel free to follow for more, subscribe. And I love you so much. Bye.